It can't get any better. We are kicking off the show with actor and comedian and Missouri native David Koechner. And can I call you his better half?
Yes, please.
His better half and his wife, Leigh Koechner, who's also a comedian, blogger, inspirational speaker. You do
sexy mom.
Sexy mom. What else? What else you got? Your business card is filled up.
Yeah, it is. It's full.
But you're opening for your husband today when he performed, or not today, this weekend at the Improv.
Yes, I am.
You do your own comedy sets.
I do my own comedy sets, and I got into comedy about a year ago. And then one of my friends emailed me and said, "Your husband's coming to Kansas City. You're opening for him, right?" And I was like, "I didn't think about that, honey. Can I open for you?" And he said, "Yes."
So just a year ago, you guys have been together for a long time.
20 years in June.
I'm sure there's a lot of comedy in your house.
Yes, that's where I derive a lot of material. You can't help it. It just appears every day.
Okay, so I have a question. I heard a rumor that you told Leigh that she's not allowed to make jokes about the kids and the family because that's your material?
Well, yeah, I've been doing this a lot longer, and so when she started doing stand-up, they kind of blended together.
Yeah.
So if she's going on first and starts doing all the family stuff, then that kind of hurts my family stuff later.
And so you pulled that card on her.
Yeah.
However.
Because technically I'm hiring her.
Oh, that went over well, right? What's your response to that?
I'm dumbfounded. You hired me? What? No, he did say you can't do that material. And I said, all right. And I wrote new stuff. And then the day before I came, I was like, I don't like any of the new stuff. So I made a new running order, and then I forgot it all and just said whatever came out of my pie hole last night on stage.
It was great.
And it worked out perfectly.
It was fun. Yeah, I had fun.
Is it true when you're in a situation you don't like, you say you're an off-duty police officer?
Well, sometimes I have to be a cop when nobody else is stepping up and taking control of situations. Yes, that is true.
You did that at a salon recently.
I did. The salon was being held up in Hollywood.
We don't recommend anyone else respond this way if a salon is being held up.
Yeah, no.
I'm
doing it for everyone. Yeah, so the salon was being held up, and the guy was telling her to give money, and I stood up and said, I'm an off-duty police officer. You can back it up out the door, or I'm coming at you. And the guy left, and everyone cheered. Well, we didn't know you were a police officer, and I'm like, I'm not.
What did you say when she came home? And
I said, you got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
We have 5 children. I don't need you getting shot. I don't want to raise those kids by myself.
He tells me that a lot. You have to stop doing that. A lot.
And then you don't. I mean, why would you stop?
I tried.
Wait, 5 kids. You're raising them all in LA, but you're both from the metro. You're from Tipton.
Yeah.
You're from Overland Park.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
In Kansas City at Vanguard Airport Terminal here. I saw him walk in and liked his look and latched on.
Wait, so it wasn't like you met at some celebrity event?
No.
You guys actually found love in an airport?
I came home to see my parents for Christmas with my brother.
1997.
And then we were flying back to LA for my New Year's Eve party. And
we're all flying back to LA. I wasn't going to the New Year's Eve party yet. So then her brother was in the airport. He goes, Dave, why are you going to LA? And I'm looking at the guy going, how do I know him? He was way overly familiar. But if you knew Pat, you'd go, yeah, of course you would. And I saw this good-looking woman sitting next to him. I'm like, oh, wow. What? And then she pops down beside me, at the terminal and invites me to her New Year's Eve party. And then they saved me a seat on the plane, and then that was that.
And the rest, they saved you a seat on the plane, so you're flying Southwest?
No, it was like Southwest Vanguard, which is
Vanguard,
now,
Vanguard, right.
You just had the same thing, no seat assignments.
I think what really got him is when I noticed his mouth pull down. He has a little bit of a mouth pull down, and I said, I can see you've had a stroke, and I want you to know that you should not be embarrassed about that. I think it's kind of sexy. And he said, well, thank you, but.
I have not had a stroke.
You were just drooling over her?
No, I wasn't drooling. This part of my mouth always goes down.
Wait, I heard about that Vento Migliano, that guy on This Is Us. He has the same thing.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a sign of intelligence.
It must be a sign of genius actor and comedy.
It drew me in. I was like, I like that.
What's your favorite character that David has played?
Oh my!
The most fun, because he's played some doozies.
You mean in a movie?
Like Todd Packer, Champ Kind.
It's so funny because he's like has the kindest heart and such a good guy, and all of his characters are just
misogynist.
Yes.
Right, we've talked about that before.
Not all of them, but yeah.
Yeah.
And do you practice them at home, or that does not fly?
No, it does not fly.
Where do you when you see him on screen as a character doing something funny?
Well, it's funny because at home he's just my husband, and so I yell at him a lot, and ask him to do stuff. But when I see him perform, I like re-fall in love with him because he's so talented and so damn funny. So maybe you should perform more at home, and then I'd be happier.
Okay.
What are the ages of your kids?
Charlie's 19, Margot is 16, Sergeant and Audrey turn 12 next Saturday, and then Eve is 7.
Surprise, 7-year-old. You guys are busy. Are they with you this weekend?
No.
No.
But they're coming back with you. Next time
We're going to go
you're-
home.
Yeah.
We're going back home, and then we're bringing the twins out to Big Slick next weekend because it's
gonna
their
be
birthday.
great.
Yeah.
Happy
So,
birthday. Do
yeah.
they know how cool it is to have you guys as parents yet? Or are they like, you're still mom and dad?
Sometimes they're aware. You know, we get invited to a lot of premieres for kids' movies and stuff in LA, and that's a lot of fun for them.
Well,
'Cause
Margot-
we'll take them on the red carpet and they get their pictures taken. So,
Yeah.
you know, to sit there, it's surreal. You know, they're yelling your name, and then the kids are like, "What's happening?" And there's 100 photographers all flashing.
Yeah, that's-
So
I was
it's
gonna
pretty
just-
intense.
I was going to say, Margot, our daughter had a little impromptu party at our house when we weren't home, and we showed up, and our house was filled with strangers.
That's
and
what
the
you
door
call
was
it,
wide
an
open.
impromptu party?
But Margot said her comment that made me laugh the next day. She was like, "I forgot that Dad was famous because all these people kept going, 'That's your dad?'"
Right, right.
While we were going, "Get out of our house! Get the heck out of!"
No, I made them all go to the kitchen, and they couldn't leave until I found out they weren't driving.
Good call.
Yes, they
Good
all
call.
Ubered,
So they were held captive by Champ Kind.
Yes, but
Before
Margot
they-
was very upset. I said, no one leaves my house
Good.
until I can tell you're A, not inebriated,
Yeah.
or you're taking an Uber. So I stood in the street, and Margot was so embarrassed. But the next day, she was like, okay. Everyone thought that was all right.
Pretty awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Pretty awesome. You can catch David and Leigh Koechner on stage tonight at the Improv and all weekend long. And Leigh is the opening act for David.
Don't be late.
And follow her on Facebook. She has some awesome Facebook Lives.